Welcome to Sociology Vibes, where we simplify challenging ideas into easy to understand insights. Today, our focus is on the sociological explanation of the diffusion of responsibility, also known as the bystander effect. While it might seem counterintuitive, the more people in a social environment, or as groups grow in numbers, the less likely it is that any one person will step up to assist when needed. Diffusion of responsibility, or the bystander effect, occurs in large groups when people fail to take responsibility or do not contribute to a group's tasks. It's as if the responsibility spreads out or is diffused among everyone in the group, and individuals then don't feel the pressure, thinking that someone else will take care of it. We often see this behavior in classrooms when teachers ask questions and students remain silent. It is also common outside of the classroom, and sometimes even leads to people not receiving timely assistance and even dying as a result. The bystander effect also describes how people are less likely to help when there are others around. So when we're alone or in a small group, we feel the full weight of the responsibility. But in a crowd or a large group, we might think that it's not entirely up to us. And due to the impersonal nature of large groups and crowds, people are not as emotionally connected to take responsibility, and it is easier to become invisible in these impersonal types of settings. In large groups, it is easier to pass the buck by taking an attitude that someone else will take care of it. Consequently, when nobody takes care of it, there is a risk that great harm, suffering, and death can occur, or at the very least, the goals of the group will not be met, and the social cohesion of the group weakens even more than it already might be. Diffusion of responsibility is a modern social phenomenon, since our interactions tend to be more detached and people have weaker ties to formal groups and formal settings. The behaviors connected to the diffusion of responsibility, or the bystander effect, usually involve people feeling unsure about what's happening. They might look around to see how others are reacting, and if no one is taking any action, they hesitate and might conclude that the situation is not serious, or that someone else will call for help or take care of it. Other times, people might feel scared to do anything or go against the status quo because no one else is doing anything. Examples where the bystander effect is likely to occur include traffic accidents, crowded events, and workplace situations. Being aware that people tend to hesitate and look away does not make things or the situation right. When a person steps up and takes responsibility, not only might this make the difference between life and death, but more people are likely to follow and assist. Then, instead of calling into a crowd for help or for someone to call 911, it's important to look at a specific person and directly assign a task to them, such as, for example, you call 911. The individual will feel solely responsible rather than believing that someone else will do it. And directing individuals to take specific actions or complete specific tasks reduces the diffusion of responsibility. And since the diffusion of responsibility doesn't just happen in emergencies, being aware of this tendency allows for better group dynamics and staying on task. When diffusion of responsibility occurs in groups, for example, at work, it can be awkward for the group members. It is often appreciated when a person volunteers to get the group started on their tasks. When people go to the restroom or step away for a few minutes, they often ask a nearby individual to watch over their personal belongings. And this is an example of bypassing the diffusion of responsibility. The person watching over their personal belongings feels a sense of personal responsibility. In the classroom, teachers often call on students directly to avoid this awkward silence. And sometimes teachers do wait until a student volunteers, however long it takes. On a more serious note, it is heartbreaking to watch videos in which people are witnessing and filming their peers bullying or beating up on another peer without doing anything to stop it. The good news is that understanding these concepts can help you become more aware of the social dynamics taking place and take action when it's needed, even if others are hesitating or turning the other way. And this makes sociology worth exploring further, don't you think? Thank you for watching. Be sure to comment below with your thoughts, questions, or any topics you'd like us to explore next. Let's keep the conversation going and our community growing. See you in the next Sociology Vibes video.